Welcome to another episode and video on my Arduino MegaADK for Android with electronics and some fischertechnik stuff connected with probes to this oscilloscope, as well as an Android tablet running JavaScript with some text and counting seconds, milliseconds actually. Last time I managed to get the total counted seconds with a delay, and that is now slightly over a second. Let's wait for it. And that should not freeze. And yep, there it was. It's over in a flash, more or less literally. And still not connected through this USB host connector. So this is now a separate entity for now. With a fischertechnik, a light dependent resistor, with a photo transistor and a lens lamp mounted over it, as well as a motor with propeller, and then LED and capacitor resistor circuit RC with an LED. So let's see how this still works, and then it is nice if you actually see what is going on. Shed some better light, I hope. So the propeller runs, and with this some LEDs go, and pressing this button that LED goes. Then when covering this LDR, I will have to show the oscilloscope covering and look at the top line. That is with covering and this is without covering it. Now the problem is also that with the lens lamp connected to the circuit, it doesn't work while I did program it. So things are not yet as they should. With all this tested and verified, let's also take a lamp, just a flashlight, and shine, or try to shine, on the transistor, and that should give the light blue line some response. Not quite yet. So removing this for a little bit, and then the blue light starts showing something. So that works as well, which means that the transistor works, but the lamp needs some attention, so I'll put it back. Oops, like this. And then it is time for the Android to see how that works and if it can work with the Arduino. So let's shift focus to there. Hopefully I can get it to work this time. So, focusing on the Android. Last time I managed to get the whole thing kind of working with this number in loop. So this is the first second that you see, which is this one, seconds first, and you can read it. Then it does something with this ellipse, and then it says somewhere mouse clicked. Then it reads milliseconds and milliseconds again, and that result is shown here for a very short time. And that very short time is then shown milliseconds roll, and the delay is a problem, because why doesn't it show like that? So what I like to do is to have it just a for loop with this time having it here, nothing but wait. So let's do it like this. Since the delay is not working, well, let's just keep it in, I don't care. Oh, this is not as I like. So for is 0, I2 and this way it should work. No, it doesn't, because I have to do an I2. Alright. And now the idea is that this will be shown just for a little more than 1 second. So let's see if that works out. I actually do hope so. No, it does not. So I run again. And I just noticed that the timing on the Arduino is 10 minutes ahead of time. Anyway, it runs. So let's take another look. What will happen? Nothing yet, because the time starts going. Alright. Now the question is, will the text here actually appear for a second or longer? And I have to wait, of course, quite some time. Some 10 seconds. Was that 1 second? Let's try again. And otherwise we put in 2 loops after another to get 2 seconds. but maybe 1 second. So what I do is I put 2 loops behind each other. Alright, let's see if this works out. I'm very curious now. If one loop is only can be a maximum of 1 second, 2 loops is 2 seconds somehow. Is my reasoning at least. So let's see. And it has already started. So now let's see what the result is. Is it there to stay for 2 seconds? Who knows? And you can only wait for something to happen right here. This is okay. That is a very firm no, it won't work. Alright, so I can forget about that. Then another thing. It is the intention to connect this cable right there. Still is. Now what I found here about the Arduino ADK, which this Arduino is, should work. Then I have to select an ADK option, which isn't there yet. Then select the correct API. Well, I did this to get to the proper API for my Android, which is 2.2. Working with real Android devices, well, that is all nice and well. However, scrolling back. And this I don't like. No, I don't like this at all. This is about Android, ADK, ADB, BT, Bluetooth, and USB host. Configuration options. Well, I have, as said, Android 2.2, but there is no mark at ADK nor at USB host. And the ADK is, as they make very clear here, necessary to connect to the ADK. So now my first idea when purchasing the Arduino Mega for ADK was not specifically for Android, but when I noticed it was for Android, I thought, okay, let me dive into JavaScript, what I had to learn from start. I'm not such a fan of JavaScript, neither of Java. And yes, I did program in Java quite a bit. But this table says it's not possible. So, despite the fact that here I have things programmed in JavaScript, and with this things that do not work, delay, text that is being printed somewhere, and that this is not making a delay for 2 seconds, despite 2 for loops with 1 second behind each other. Apart from that, just a flash with this stuff, then I heavily start doubting, alright, should I continue with this, because I can't even execute my original idea of connecting the one using the other. So I might continue with programming the Arduino, programming the Android, but I'm not a software engineer. I'm an embedded systems engineer, and that is why I am focusing on the the Arduino. Mind slips, word slips. Alright, so how to continue? Well, I think this is the end, because here, when end mode, there is no ADK to add. And the tutorial showed how to get it. Well, not. If for 2.2 it is not possible, then this is ending here. So, while this has been nice, preparation were for 27 episodes, getting there, trying, and that's it. So, that said, I am ending the Android programming. And I will go continuing with the Arduino, because there still things don't work, as I showed you in the introduction. So, let me shift the focus from the Android to the Arduino with electronics and fischertechnik and the C language. Now this doesn't work, and indeed this way it sure does not work. So where should it be connected? That's a good question at the moment. Schematics with it, and the lamp has to be connected to 8, port 8, which is right here. So no wonder it is a bit problematic right now. Probes hanging around, and this should be connected right here. And this shows also that the connection is a bit flaky. So it's a bit short wire as well. Right, this should work. Trying to connect this probe again. Right here. Hopefully it will stay this way. So, will it work now? All I can do is test everything again. So, I will try not to be in my own way. So, let's take a pencil, press the button, and this motor works. Better light is desired. So once again, oops. This works, obviously. Then this button, but this light is not shining. So the question is, what is wrong with it? And then I see that this wire has come away again. So I probably need to fix it somehow. But apart from that, this is 5 volts, this is ground. So what is coming out of the port? That's a good question. Let me just measure this, and right now it's nothing that is coming. So putting the probe on the wire and not minding the motor, I will look now on the oscilloscope and see whatever happens. This is not 5 volts. And according to the schematics, motor and the LED should burn at the same time. And this is the purple, so there is nothing. Yeah, oh, that is not entirely true. There is something coming from the purple line. But that's barely noticeable, and that's a problem. So how can I solve this? That's a good question.
Alright, so we're talking about the lamp, which is connected to port 8. So now let's put this on. Let's see how port 8 is being used. Constant integer, that's fine. Digital out. Right. That may be a little bit of a problem then. Digital out. High and low. How high is high? Well, apparently not that much. So, because it barely makes a dent. If I remove this, as I did before, I should take care of the wires, which are now completely out, but I don't care because the probe is still attached to the yellow wire. And look now, it gives full voltage. Which is 5 volts. Alright. If that is 5 volts, then I need it to connect seriously to the wire of the lamp, and this is very, very flaky. I completely admit that. So I should probably get myself another jump wire and put it in. So let me just do that. This jump wire goes right here. It's the same lane of pins, so that should be no problem. Right in here. Press both. Does it work? Well, not really as I can see it. So how can I check this? I'm taking this little wire, put it in here and attach the probe. Now attaching this lamp again. So what's wrong? There was a connection. I did get 5 volts. But where's the 5 volts now? It's in the same lane. There's nothing. And this stubborn wire needs to be there, although it has nothing to do with the problem I'm dealing with right now. But where's the 5 volts now? So, without the 5 volts, it won't run anyway. There's no way it can run. What is high anyway? Can I make it value pulse modulation? Yes, of course I can. But what is the maximum output to it? That is a fairly good question. How many bits is it? I can start from I have here 256. I have here 1023. I can try something. So let's do that.
Last part of this episode. And look what's working. The purple line is connected to the output to the lamp, and I didn't even change digital to analog. Devil is in the details. I forgot to assign digital pin 8 to as an output, to declare it as an output. So now this works, and then this also means that the blue line is now working. The whole thing is now that, let me put it like this, I hope it is visible. The lamp is barely shining. Let's see if that can, yeah. it is just merely glowing, the lamp, and maybe you can see it on camera, but it's a soft faint glow, and it is enough to have the phototransistor detected. So once again, every detail. This works with the motor and the LED. This phototransistor works, and then I should not block the view. This works most clearly, and this works, although I'll have to show it on camera and on the oscilloscope. So what about the lowest line? Well, that's about this. That's the voltage of the RC circuit. So now basically everything works, which is very nice. And with that I end this episode, which ends on one hand nicely with everything connected working. On the other hand, well, enough of the Android. Schema information shows that it won't work the way I intended. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Give it thumbs up, leave a comment. Very much appreciated. You can also follow me on Twitter, retweet, like, give a comment. Follow me on Instagram, like and give a comment. Also, you can donate to keep the videos coming your way. Much appreciated. You can also become a patron and have your name mentioned depending on the pledge you make. More information for both, see my website. And this is going to be continued. Bye bye.